We have a purpose sometimes that sometimes we don't know we do. And all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere like it did with me. It was close to 17 years ago when I started getting involved with the great apes and the sanctuaries. And I also was having another experience, musical experience that was starting to change my life. It was the beginning of the iconic video games, Halo, which we didn't know was going to turn into the big iconic game as they are now. I'll never forget, recording for that first game, and I did go on to record the other games called ODST and then the Reach game. During that time, I had seen a program on a PBS station here in Chicago, and I learned about great apes and chimpanzees in particular that were being used in biomedical research laboratories. And my gut just wrenched and my heart went into my stomach. I recall telling the composers and producers, Marty and Michael, and we were all of us were just taken back, like how and why and where could all of this even begin to happen? The very first sanctuary I visited was one sanctuary that was just outside of Montreal in Canada. Jane Goodall visited this sanctuary shortly after I had been there, and she had uttered the words to the staff saying that, wouldn't it be lovely if someone were to put music to chimpanzee vocals? And the staff had relayed it back to me, and of course, I thought to myself, wow, how would I even begin doing this? So first thing, of course, I thought, well, I'm going to have to start going to record the apes themselves. So through a friend, I acquired a few digital recorders and took those recorders up to Montreal. I was there for a short time and started recording. I left the recorders there for the staff to do as much recording as they could whenever they could. I went to other sanctuaries. I introduced myself to other sanctuary leaders. The challenging part, of course, was just getting the vocals themselves. You don't know when somebody's going to vocalize or what they're going to do and what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, and how they're going to scream it. Maybe a year and a half to 2 years of just recording the vocals. I had 10, 20, 30, 40 hours of vocalizations that I had interpreted with. It dawned on me after the first couple of songs that I had to write songs in key centers around their pitches. I thought to myself, the only thing I should and could do is to make a story about the apes themselves. The story starts with them enjoying themselves naturally out in the forest where they belong and living in the jungles, having families, having babies, enjoying the everyday natural day. And then, of course, it turns into the next turn where their forests become encroached upon and they get captured, either get killed, little ones become orphaned, sold as pets. The older ones could be killed for bushmeat. From Africa, a friend of mine had taken a digital recorder and recorded all the little ones, and their cryings, and you can hear their sorrow in their voices. Very sensitive, obviously, in the material in the songs that I use it as well. I certainly wanted to be as true and as honest as I could be, and so I did not hold anything back.
Holding on tonight.
You're speaking about beings that are sentient. They're sentient beings. They have the same feelings we all have. They enjoy the same things. So music, why wouldn't they enjoy it? So when I come up and I say hello and we approach each other, the first thing I do, I start playing a little bit of something that's gonna, just a few chords. And once we get into that mode or a little more up-tempo, guess what? Like you and I, we all start moving to the music. Well, hello. they're doing the same thing. You know they're enjoying it. You know the communication of the music is just is special. We all know it's the universal language. At the end of the day, I Am is all about awareness. It is making everyone realize how amazing these beings are. These apes that I've met, they've taught me a lot about myself. I learned a lot about them. This is a message from them. This is their voices being heard, not mine. Apes that are rescued into sanctuaries can now live their lives out with dignity and happiness, while the sanctuaries provide lifetime care, shelter, companionship, and protection. Sanctuaries are amazing places. It's the spirit between humans and great apes.
Take your eyes past the tree. I live and breathe like you. I mean, chimpanzees. Like the people all over the world. We live and breathe like you. I mean, a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee. A chimpanzee. A chimpanzee.